lobbing it far side, a little too much, incomplete. Mike Jackson on the coverage of London, and it will be Zane Gonzalez to try to tie the game.
So there's your shot, though. That's the matchup. Your #1 wide receiver working against Mike Jackson. A little bit more air on the football. We can bring that one down, but that's the knockout punch you're looking for, trying to avoid going into overtime, instead trying to end it now. But instead it rests on the shoulders with the leg of Zane Gonzalez.
The former Carolina Panther who missed only 2 field goals 4 years ago in a Panther uniform. This will be from 45 for the tie. Atlanta has lost 4 straight. Trying to find a way to break that. Zane Gonzalez, his 2nd game for the Falcons this year. It is on the way. It's leaking, and it is gone. Oh, that was losing oil on the way home, but we are tied.
Good snap, good hold. The prior field goal, too, just snuck in that left upright. Whew. This one even closer.
I mean, tell you what, Shaw Smith-Wade was not far away from blocking that thing either. I mean, how about the revolving door at kicker for Atlanta, right? Younghoe Koo misses week 1, a 44-yarder. They move on from him. Romo shows up. He's here for the balance of the year. Misses there. Zane Gonzalez shows up, joins him in Berlin. And now he has tied the game. Carolina has 1 timeout, 16 seconds. It feels like overtime is in our future. But again, remember Atlanta last week struggled to cover kicks late in the game to allow Indianapolis back into that game.
Kickers are able to at least take opportunities or chances now from 60 plus. It seems like every week.
Yep. Fitzgerald's long is 57. This return for Hubbard. Looking for a crease, and that closes very quickly. 11 seconds to play with for Carolina. Daryl Hodge with the stop. 11 seconds.
So you've got time essentially for 2 plays. And with the timeout, you're going to take a shot, I would assume, somewhere on the sidelines, middle of the field. But if you're Atlanta, you got to guard the sidelines. You don't want to give them a freebie. It looks like they'd rather just take this thing into overtime.
Bryce Young will try to build on a career high 394 yards, 3 touchdowns. Falcon fans are learning that 60 minutes just isn't enough. For better or for worse.
Hey, free football, man. This is great.
This division, it just gets wild. I mean, Tampa Bay has already lost today. Here are the overtime rules for you. The coin toss to determine possession. Both teams get the chance to have the ball. We've seen a couple of ties this year. Dallas and Green Bay. It came down to the very last moment there, and all replays are initiated from the booth. So we'll see what Carolina has in store, but you figure, I mean, Atlanta's playing without their starting quarterback. Michael Penix Jr. is out. He doesn't look like he's coming back into this game.
We're going to play a regular season overtime game. New this year, you're both going to get a possession with the football unless there's a defensive score on the first possession, or whoever gets the ball keeps it for 10 minutes, okay? We're going to play 4th quarter timing rules. You both have 2 timeouts, and a reminder that all challenges still come from the booth. There's no coaches' challenges. Same coin, heads and tails. It's your call. Heads is the call. It is heads. You want to kick this way. All right. You're going to receive down here to start the overtime period. All right. Thank you.
So Atlanta's going to have
win the toss, and we'll kick.
Kirk Cousins, year number 14 in the league. Away he goes after this. Michael Penix Jr. out with an injury for the balance of the second half. Kirk Cousins, who was drafted all the way back in 2012, a year before the Panthers' last and 2nd overall sweep of Atlanta in the regular season. The veteran quarterback will see the ball first in overtime. but he does have an opportunity. You know, it's kind of an emergency mode. Last time they had the ball, you don't get to see Bijan Robinson as much. He's got 100 yards. He's got a couple of touchdowns. You figure he's going to be a big part of it.
You'd have to think that. I mean, if you look at the second half, Carolina put up 17 points. The Falcons only 6, and really on a short field in the last drive after the return. And so you got to get Bijan Robinson back involved in this game.
Fitzgerald's kick sails through the end zone. Brooks let it roll. So Atlanta will have the ball first here in overtime. 10 minutes, only one 10-minute period. We've seen a handful of ties in the history of this league. Remember Green Bay and Dallas earlier this year. Kirk Cousins, 43,000 yards. Game number 167 of his career. Just trying to salvage a season for a team. He's thrown for 450 plus for 3 separate franchises in his career. He's lived this life before, and he'll go from the 20. It is a stretch play. It is Robinson. He thought about carving it outside and then just took the 4 yards right into Sherrillis and Merrick, second down.
And the difference so far with Cousins, since he's come into the game, ball's getting out of his hand really quick. Exploiting a lot of the underneath routes versus the zone coverage that Carolina has presented him.
Cousins on a screen. Got it to Robinson. He hits the hole hard to the outside. He's got a first down, but a marker down at the 25.
You worry if someone's too far downfield anytime you see a flag come out that quick after a screen.
Raheem Morris and Dave Canales awaiting word from
Ineligible player downfield and a forward pass. Offense number 64. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
Good call, Brady. It's the center, Newsel.
Let's take another look. Right here in the middle, Newsel. A little play action fake involved. This is a longer developing screen. It's why you just got to hold your water if you're an offensive lineman. Typically, they've got to count. And in practice, you'll hear them literally count out loud. But in games, they try to pause it and wait as long as they can to release downfield.
Cousins throwing this side. Pitts put it on the ground. Kyle Pitts was running before he caught it. It is third down. There was some green in front of him. It was tantalizing. Didn't have the ball.
And that is one you have to have if you're Kyle Pitts. We talked about it again, too, the difference of a right-handed quarterback, left-handed quarterback. Different spin, balls coming at them from a different side of the body. Sometimes that little difference that makes a difference in a catch and a drop.
Sherrillis up at the line. Go back off. Cousins to throw. He gets it away, and that is near the ground, and Hodge could not reel it in. It's incomplete. It was close. Hodge could not pull it in. It is fourth down. Jackson on the coverage right there with him.
The protection was there. The route was there. The ball's just low. Hodge does a good job getting back inside downhill to it. Needed a little bit more time probably to work the route, but it's gonna be a tough catch regardless.
He did everything he could to try to rescue that. That looked like it was going to be well short out of hand from Cousins. Etienne, the rookie out of Georgia, to return it. Pinion had a great one last time in the 4th, down to the 7. This one goes bouncing inside the 30. 52-yard punt, and Bryce Young looking for that signature moment again against Atlanta. Looking for his first 400-yard game of his NFL career as well. He's 30 for 44. Tataroa McMillan has 8 of those catches for 2 touchdowns, and you figure A.J. Terrell
situation. The
is going to
first
follow.
team to score any points will win the ball game.
So now field goal does it for Carolina, as you heard Clay Martin announce. Remember, Tampa Bay has lost, so Carolina could close within a half game in the NFC South. All it takes is 3. Young hands it to Dowdle, who has collapsed after a yard. David Onyemata with the stop, 2nd down and 9.
He's been so disruptive this season, watching Onyemata, the anchor of this defensive line in the interior. Play had no chance.
Second and 9. Young talking to Lewis, the left guard. And Bryce Young rips it this side. It's caught by Tremble, who turns upfield. Tremble breaks away. Tommy Tremble inside the 15. That is a nasty catch and run.
His first and only catch of the game couldn't come at a better time and a bigger moment. You talk to the coaching staff about Tommy Tremble, they just say he flips a switch when he gets on the football field, primarily used as almost a fullback. They use him in the run blocking game as a tight end off the ball, but this is all just determination. What a play.
It's his 3rd catch in the last 5 weeks. Dowdle on the run. Carolina suddenly all about the Tremble.
Look at this. The stiff arm on Harrison, and then just tough running. He's doing his best to try to outrun Caden Ellis. If not for Ellis, that's a touchdown.
I mean, that is an irate run. It's a level up.
You can't ask for much more for Bryce Young, who's obviously battling through this ankle injury. Guys have stepped up out around him when he's needed to the most.
Right back to the ground. Dowdle just trying to stay in the middle of the field. A pushy fall down at the 11 to set it up for the local product, Fitzgerald from Colquitt County High School. Very drivable to the home of the Falcons.
This is nothing new for the rookie. He's done it twice before. Most recently versus Green Bay.
We're going to run one more play. Give it to Dowdle again. He'll go straight ahead. And that is when they call on Ryan Fitzgerald. Bijan Robinson has seen this before. Atlanta, a late lead in Berlin against Indianapolis. Couldn't put it away. San Francisco, Miami, New England before. Fitzgerald for the win to draw Carolina within a half game in the division. From 28, and Carolina has won. The officials are talking it over underneath the goalpost, but that went through, and the Panthers win it 30-27. What a moment for Ryan Fitzgerald from down the road a piece. Carolina 30-27, and the Panthers are a half game back in the NFC South.
For the Falcons. Take another look. Clean operation. Solid kick. That's 3 on the season now for Ryan Fitzgerald. The Falcons desperately needed this one. keep their postseason hopes, division hopes, and aspirations alive.
What a game, huh? First time since Carolina had Greg Olsen that they've swept the Atlanta Falcons. For our entire crew, Brady Quinn, Sarah Kustok, Jason Benetti, so long from Atlanta. Carolina a winner after the break. Stay